Manitoba.
Ontario unassisted goal, scored by number 12, Connor Lockhart. Time on the goal, 11 minutes, 47 seconds.
L'équipe Ontario participe numéro 12, Connor Lockhart. Temps de but, 11 minutes et 47 secondes.
Ontario goal scored by number 15, Shane Wright. Assisted by number 6, Connor Punnett. And number 11, Brennan Hoffman. Time on the goal, 13 minutes, 18 seconds.
Lui l'équipe Ontario, Ontario numéro 15, Shane Wright. Assisté par numéro 6, Connor Punnett. Et numéro 11, Brennan Hoffman. Temps de but, 16 minutes et 18 secondes.
Forced to make a save on that one. He'll cover that up. Just under 4 minutes left to go. Number like Dawson Pasternak.
Then it goes something like this.
Manitoba penalty to number 15, Dawson Pasternak. 2 minutes for cross-checking. Time of the penalty, 17 minutes, 25 seconds.
Punition équipe Manitoba number 15 Dawson Pasternak. 2 minutes pour punition. En punition, 17 minutes et 5 secondes.
Just high and wide. And now Josh Green in the corner. Travis picks that puck up. Over the middle to go in this Team Ontario power play. They have had the majority of it. And there's Team Manitoba. O'Donnell streaks in with this foul.
Last minute play in the first period. Dernière minute de jeu dans cette première période. Ontario power play goals scored by number 8, Justin O'Donnell. Assisted by number 2, Jacob Holmes. And number 18, Joshua Bloom. Time of the goal, 18 minutes, 30 seconds.
Il y a l'avantage numérique pour l'équipe Ontario, monté par numéro 8, Justin O'Donnell, assisté par numéro 2, Jacob Holmes, et par numéro 18, Joshua Bloom. Temps de but, 18 minutes et 30 secondes.
Ontario penalty to number 4, Isaac Enron. Time of the penalty, 19 minutes, 51 seconds.
Punition à l'équipe Ontario numéro 4, Isaac Henry. 2 minutes pour contracter la tête. Temps de punition, 19 minutes et 51 secondes.
Shots on goal in the first period by Team Ontario was 18. Shots on goal in the first period by Team Manitoba was 14.
Ancien filet dans cette première période pour l'équipe Ontario 18 et pour Manitoba 14.
Day passes and single sport tickets can be purchased at competition venue box offices for that day's competition. Visit canadagames.ca/2019 for details on schedules and venues.
Des billets d'admission pour la journée et des billets d'admission individuels
Test.
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 Are you hearing either one? Does that have to go to something? Because I know one day they couldn't hear me and it was because like the... This is the camera. Oh, okay. I just wasn't sure. Because I know the other day it wasn't working and something wasn't plugged in over there. Sorry, what did you say? It wasn't working the other day and it was... This wasn't connected to that, but it was just like an oversight by the guy in the morning, so I don't actually know if it's a thing. Like this thing wasn't plugged into the black thing behind your computer. Okay. Oh. Thought I had a solution.
Test. Test.
Test. Test.
Test.
Test.
Test. Test. Test. Test. We here in Red Deer want to apologize about the technical difficulties we have experienced. Am I talking? back here for more action in the quarterfinal game between Team Ontario and Team Manitoba. This is the quarterfinal game between these two. The winner will go on to the semifinal on Saturday night. Team Ontario currently leads the game by a score of 3-0 after goals scored by Shane Wright, Justin O'Donnell, and by number 18, Josh Brook. Right at the end of the first period, Ontario did get a penalty that was served by number 4, Isaac Onright. So Team Manitoba has about 90 seconds left in a power play, and they look to regain possession, but a good clear that time by the goal-scoring captain, Shane Wright. Hudson Thornton takes the puck behind his net, waiting for his teammates to set up, and now taking up the near boards is number 7, that is Carson Lambos. Steers aside and then having to make a quick reactionary save. That was Ben Goudreau, but covers it up, and the faceoff will be towards his right. And the shot's now 18-15 in favor of Team Ontario. The first period really was a period of runs. There was at times where Team Manitoba had the pressure in the Team Ontario end, but just cannot put the puck past Ben Goudreau. And when Ontario did get the chance, they really did find success in getting the puck past number 1, Tyler Brennan, in front of the Manitoba net. Big face-off win that time by number 12, Connor Lockhart. And just over his stick as Lockhart looked like he could have been away on a breakaway, short-handed. But Manitoba now has possession in their own end. Rory Neal will dump that in. And now on the far side, Connor Roulette. Another good clear by Ontario, and they cannot keep the puck in. That is Team Manitoba, and again they have to regroup. Lambos taking it himself. Lambos, the defenseman, goes in and chases after it, and now is with Rory Neal. He's going to go cross point. Now with number 7, Skylar Bruce, back to Neal, and now Lambos, the captain, and just past Ben Goudreau on the far side of the net. Great chance by Manitoba, and a good clear again by Ontario, number 20, Danny Zilkin. Just 10 seconds left on the power play. Another great kill by Team Ontario. They had to do a lot of that in period number 1, the beginning of period number 1. And one of their goals scored by Justin O'Donnell was on the power play. As we are back to 5-on-5 here in the Downtown Service Center in Red Deer, Alberta. That puck is out of play just in the Team Ontario end. We have a face-off in the Manitoba end. Manitoba's not happy with the call, but nonetheless, it will be just to the left of Tyler Brennan. Ethan Larmont taking the face-off for Team Ontario. He wins it cleanly, now with Brant Clark. Clark back to Lamont just as he was getting up and could not retrieve the puck, and looks to have a good forecheck on, but Manitoba does clear the puck successfully. Francesco Pinelli back to Brant Clark. Goes cross wing and now flipped into the zone by Ontario. Lamont going in to chase after. Manitoba now has possession on the far side. Good way to keep that in, Ethan Del Mastro. Bazan trying to find his teammate, Connor Geeky, but just blocked and kept in the zone by Team Ontario, but now Manitoba has possession. Geeky in the high slot. Great cross crease pass, but deflected by Ontario, but Manitoba still has possession. Hudson Thornton on the far side. He finds Geeky, trying to find his teammate. That is number 4, Tam Gilslayson, but it will go all the way down to the Manitoba end. Another almost costly turnover in this slot, but Manitoba able to get a stick on that. Shane Wright is going to take it in himself. Flips it up to himself, but Hudson Thornton right there. Cole Aisele. Shane Wright trying to get the backhand in front and almost deflected into their own net, but quickly Manitoba scoops that up and they are on the attack. Gislason in front and just off the side of the net. Another chance in front, and great save that time by Ben Goudreau off of the shot by number 15, Dawson Pasternak, Manitoba's leading scorer. Roulette battling behind that Team Ontario net, but Ontario does get possession there on the attack. Another turnover by Manitoba. Shane Wright can't get the shot. Great cross-crease pass, but Liam Arnsby cannot handle that. And it looks to be a goal. Never mind, celebration that time by number 10, Ethan Larmond, but nonetheless, the puck was did not cross the line. Or excuse me, Brendan Othman thought he put that one in the net, but saved by Tyler Brennan. The faceoff will be towards his left. Danny Zilkin will take the draw for Team Ontario, but won cleanly, that time by Trent Crane. Crane takes a swat at it. And another almost costly turnover by Manitoba. They're making too many of those in their own end. One of them did result in a goal, but nonetheless, Manitoba and Trent Crane are on the offensive end. Mason McTavish going in after that one, but beating him to it is the number 6, Cole Astley. And could not keep it in the offensive end. That was Jacob Holmes. And they will have to regroup. That is Team Ontario on the far end. It is still with Crane, but taken away, stripped that time by Team Ontario. A great chance, and off the side of the netting, Mason McTavish just cannot put it on net. Team Ontario looking for a delay of game call. And it looks like they will get a number 7 for Team Manitoba. Carson Lambos will be heading to the box, and Team Ontario already 1 for 1 on their power play. Will be 1 man up on Team Manitoba. We played just over 5 minutes in period number 2.
Delay of game penalties have been quite popular here. I've seen multiple ones every single game so far. This is the first one of our game today.
It will be the Team Ontario power play unit number 1, the dynamic duo, as we have said in period number 1, of Shane Wright and Othman. Arnsby behind the net. He finds Brant Clark. Clark stick handing a little bit, but Shane Wright, has to pick that up. Trying to get a deflection in front by Othman, but Manitoba has possession. Great play by Wright to keep it in. And now a short-handed breakaway by Alaray. And he's going to take a shot, goes blocker side, and a short-handed goal is how Manitoba cuts this lead to 2 goals after a costly turnover by the captain, Shane Wright. And a great individual effort by Alaray to get Manitoba on the board. 3-1 the score. Team Ontario lead after the short-handed goal. Manitoba now flips it into the offensive end, and quickly going after it is Bazin. But Ontario can regroup and hopefully set up another power play. Shane Wright taking it in alongside the near boards. He has Othman in front of him. Elects to keep the puck, and now it's going to go to Othman, but just cannot handle that. And now Shane Wright alongside the near boards. Shane Wright circles around. He has options. He's going to go to number 20, Danny Zilkin. Back to Wright. Wright finds his teammate, number 10, that is Ethan Larmond. But it will be cleared by Manitoba, and both teams making a change. Isaac Onright behind the Team Ontario net, looking to wait for his teammates to set up, and he'll take it all the way into the neutral zone. Josh Bloom now with Onright at the point, and fans on that shot, and luckily he can keep that back in the zone. It's still with Bloom. Now back to Holmes. Slap shot from the point, just past the net. And it's back with Holmes at the point. O'Donnell, who scored Ontario's power play goal in period number 1, his shot gets blocked. And now it's with Holmes once again. Bloom fans on that one. And he has room in front of the slot. Holmes is going to take a shot. And a good save that time by Tyler Brennan. And he had to make another one. And he's up to the task. Both teams now have 5 skaters. But still pressure in the team Manitoba end. Carson Lambos coming off the bench, passes to Wallace, and a save that time by Ben Goudreau. Up high, and it will be a frozen puck, and it will be a face-off to the right of Ben Goudreau. Just over 12 minutes left to go in period number 2. Team Ontario wins that draw cleanly. And now it's with Cole Patey. Dawson Pasternak strips him the puck. But a turnover and great forecheck by Othman almost caused the turnover once again. Scrambling in the neutral zone, and Dawson Pasternak has possession for Team Manitoba. Roulette flips that in. Dawson Pasternak going after that. And now it's with Ethan Del Mastro. Cole Patey is going to find his teammate Francisco Pinelli, and he's going to go into the corner, but Manitoba strips him of the puck. Another turnover by Team Manitoba, and just high and wide was Cole Patey's shot. Ethan Lermont circles around the net looking for a teammate, and he does end up finding Brant Clark. Shot and good save that time by Tyler Brennan. And now it's with Roman Schmidt at the point. Another shot by Schmidt, the deflection in front. Team Ontario can't find it, and Manitoba is the first to get that out. And now a breakaway by Dawson Pasternak is just out of his reach. And clearing that, or freezing that I should say, was number 30 for Team Ontario, Ben Goudreau. Manitoba really good on that turnaround after a lot of pressure by Team Ontario in the Team Manitoba end. And now Team Manitoba will be heading to the power play after Roman Schmidt is heading to the box. And Team Manitoba so far 0 for 2 on the man advantage. See if they can get their first goal. They have one shorthanded goal, but none on the power play. It's now with number 18, Rory Neal. Back to 19, Thornton. Thornton's going to take a shot blocked and into the corner, and Ontario can clear that. Team Ontario quickly making a change on the penalty kill, and Manitoba can set up. Still with Hudson Thornton. Neal trying to go cross ice, but deflected by Ontario, and they have possession in their own end. Another good clear by Ontario. They've done a lot of that in this game, as Team Manitoba just cannot garner anything on the power play, and they will have to set up once again. Already 45 seconds gone on the man advantage. Team Ontario's third clear is another good one, and that was number 6 on Team Ontario, Connor Punet, and he gets some pats on the back from his teammates. And now with Neal. Neal dumps that into the Team Ontario end. And again, Manitoba slow to get in the end, and they have just gotten nothing, as Rory Neal puts his hands in the air asking what he has to do to get something going for his team's power play. Del Mastro will clear that into the Manitoba end, and I've said it before, just nothing going on for Team Manitoba on this power play. It almost like seems that power play got rid of some momentum and has given that momentum right back to Team Ontario. Now it's with Dawson Pasternak. He's going to go back to Hudson Thornton now with Connor Lambos. Thornton goes to his team behind the net, and now it's with Ellery, who scored the shorthanded goal for Team Manitoba. Hudson Thornton on that far side, another block, but it will go right back to Ellery. A great sequence, a great passing play between Ellery, Pasternak, and eventually just missed was number 8, Connor Roulette, after a great save by Ben Goudreau. And now on the Manitoba end, Tyler Brennan will cover that up. And finally, in the last 15 or 10 seconds of that power play, Manitoba got a great chance, but great save by Ben Goudreau, keeping this at a 2-goal game. Team Ontario leads 3-1 with just under 9 minutes left to go in period number 2.
Ontario taking some penalty killing notes from their loss to Quebec, where their penalty kill did cause quite a few problems for them.
Certainly something that the head coach of Team Ontario really did want to address during their latest practice, and it certainly has worked really well against this Team Manitoba power play so far. 0 for 3.
Against Quebec, Quebec seemed to beat them to every single loose puck on that power play. Number 20 of Quebec, Robida, ruled the power play for Quebec. Ontario seeming here to sort out their penalty kill a little bit better than they have in the past.
We will see Robida and the rest of the Team Quebec play later on in this building. They will play British Columbia in the late game, 7:30 local time. Cole Patey now taking the draw after Ethan Larmond is getting kicked out, and Patey says, you know what, I don't want to take this, and gives it to Francesco Pinelli, and good choice as he wins that draw. And the quick shot by Brant Clark is gloved down and frozen by Tyler Brennan, and some more.
Defenseman Brant Clark for Ontario has been a key to Ontario's victories. He was a big part of the 2 wins early on.
Brant Clark from Ottawa, Ontario, considers Eric Carlson his role model. I'm sure he wasn't happy to see him go during the offseason, but nonetheless, he has done really good in this game, as he, like you said, has really driven this offense. Brant Clark now with it on the near side. And now with Aiden Brook, he'll retrieve the puck. No icing, says the referee. Gislason is going to go to Rubizin. Now to Connor Geeky. Geeky fights with it and is able to take the puck off Brant Clark. But Brant Clark does get it out of the Ontario zone. Icing called after the missed pass by Team Ontario, and will be heading to the Team Ontario zone, as the referee has to sort out which players from Ontario were still on the ice during that last call. Of course, on icing, you cannot change if you are the team that did ice the puck. Just over 8 minutes left to go in period number 2. Team Ontario led after the intermission 3-0, but Manitoba scored a shorthanded goal early on the Team Ontario power play to cut the lead into 2. That puck out of play, and another face-off right to the right of number 30, Ben Goudreau. And now Ontario can make their change. Trent Crane going against Zilkin, and it is Zilkin who wins that draw. But nonetheless, Manitoba does flip that back into the Team Ontario zone. Zilkin taking it up himself along that far side, and quick shot, but saved by Tyler Brennan, still trying to get back in position. Roman Schmidt is going to put a shot well wide, and gloved by Tyler Brennan, making sure there's no chance that Team Ontario does regain possession. And what once was a lot of pressure, a lot of non-stop attack, it's now a lot of quick whistles after a couple pucks out of play and a couple pucks gloved by the goaltenders. No real momentum happening in the last couple of minutes since the Manitoba power play, I would say. Quickly a shot by Justin O'Donnell, and trying to poke it 3. Tyler Brennan was on the far side of the goal, but the puck was on the other side, and he still could not get his stick. And thankfully his teammates knew where the puck was, batted that out, and the net came off its moorings. And another face-off coming in the Team Manitoba zone. Dawson Pasternak, the center for Team Manitoba, going up against Danny Zilkin. Hudson Thornton has possession. He'll go behind us now, waiting for Team Manitoba to set out. Great lead pass now to Dawson Pasternak. He finds Connor Roulette, a quick shot off the right pad by Ben Goudreau. Hudson Thornton, he'll flick it once again. Pasternak alone in front, but just could not get the tip on that. Pasternak alongside the near boards. He's going to find his teammate, Allery. Allery is going to go behind the net and loses possession in Team Ontario, trying to flip that out. They do get it out of the zone, and Manitoba, now Hudson Thornton, is going to regroup. Allery tips that back into the Team Ontario zone, and they chase after that. Dawson Pasternak flips it behind him now with Connor Roulette. Great lead pass to Aiden Brook, and that gets blocked by Team Ontario. Eric Allery, the goal scorer for Team Manitoba, is going to flip that to Aiden Brook. Hudson Thornton back to Brook, cross point, and another block. That was by number 14 of Team Ontario, Mason McTavish. Ontario's going to go behind their own net. Great chance in front, but great block by Manitoba, and they are off. This is Connor Roulette, a long change for Roulette, and he is going to be looking towards the bench, exhausted as he comes on. And on comes number 14 for Team Manitoba, Gabriel Brosway. Othman, we haven't seen a lot of him period at number 2. He's going to try and go between his legs, just cannot get it where he wanted to. And now Manitoba can get back on the back check. It's now with Ethan Del Mastro. He's going to flip that in front and blocked by Manitoba, but Del Mastro has it once again. Missed wide, and it will be shot all the way down the rink. And it will be an icing call on Team Manitoba. Pressure on the Team Manitoba net, and just well wide was that shot by Del Mastro, and shot wide, well long of the rink, I should say, by Team Manitoba. Chase Stillman wins that draw cleanly, and Josh Bloom taking a quick shot and just high of the net. Clark with it on the point. He's going to take a shot blocked, that time by Tyler Brennan with the good save. Lockhart now in the far side, coming in to help him with Josh Bloom, and they do gain possession. Isaac Onray wins it for Lockhart. Lockhart trying to find Clark. Fans on that, and now Manitoba has possession in their own zone. Now it's back to Onray. Lots of space in the high slot, trying to take a shot, but it's blocked by Labrosway. Penalties looking to be called as the ref halts play. Confusion on the ice as nobody's heading to the box, but Ontario had possession. It looks like the net was off of its mooring just slightly, but nonetheless the refs put the net back on, and we are just under 4.5 left to go in period number 2. Team Ontario headed into the first intermission with a 3-0 lead. Haven't really had a whole lot of opportunity since their third goal. And now Manitoba, who scored a shorthanded goal early on in period number 2, are going to be offside and will head just outside of the Team Ontario zone. Denny Zilkin and Connor Geeky get tied up on the faceoff draw. Manitoba does gain possession. They're going to flip that into the offensive end. Now Jacob Holmes will flip that to his teammate, but turned over, and a costly turnover as that just is whistled wide of the net. And it looks like a tripping penalty will be called right away. Mason McTavish knew it was on him, and he'll be heading to the box. And Team Manitoba will go for their 4th power play. And we mentioned earlier how good that penalty kill of Team Ontario, really nothing going in their last power play for Team Manitoba. We'll see if they can build on that in this chance. They have just under 4 minutes left to go in period number 2, 2 minutes left in this power play. Unsurprisingly, taking the face-off, Dawson Pasternak. He's going to flip that back, and now with Lambois. Hudson Thornton is going to go to Eric Alleray and just whistled wide, and Thornton will get that on the far side. Clark has possession, but good forecheck by Pashnak, but nonetheless, Clark is able to flip that through, and Lambos will take possession. Still with number 7, Carson Lambos. And now into the Team Ontario end. Francesco Pinelli, and it'll be out of play off of the stick by Carson Lambos, and it'll be a face-off inside the Team Manitoba end. Trent Crane taking the draw against Chase Dillman. He wins that cleanly, and Manitoba looking to get on the rush for the power play. Still just over a minute left to go in that power play after the tripping penalty on Mason McTavish. It's now with Carson Lambos, who really is at the forefront of this power play, playing a lot of minutes on the man advantage. Almost turns that over. But nonetheless, he will take it up himself into the Team Ontario end. He's going to take a quick shot, save that time by Ben Goudreau just underneath of his mask. Chase Stillman waiting for his teammate, Shane Wright, and he's going to go off for change. Shane Wright, no rush, he's going to go all the way back to Brant Clark, and he'll dump that into the Manitoba end. Hudson Thornton taking up all the way himself, and it will be a quick shot off the blocker of Ben Goudreau. Not cleared yet, as with Lees on that point. Lees keeps it in. Team Ontario says no way, but nonetheless, play continues. Rory Neal will take it on the near side boards. And we're back to 5-a-side. Great individual effort by Skylar Bruce, just cannot get the finish. And Team Ontario corrals the loose puck. Picked up now by number 12, Connor Geeky. Another great save by Ben Goudreau, trying to finish it. And it is number 13, Skylar Bruce, poking the puck through as Ben Goudreau cannot find it. And it is now a 1-goal game.
Ontario was looking to catch Othman at center ice so he could get past the Manitoba players, but it was gloved out of the air by Manitoba.
Connor Geeky getting his hand on that, and he will pick up the assist. A great play by Connor Geeky, and then eventually the goal scored by number 13, Skylar Bruce. Skylar Bruce picking up his second goal of this tournament, and a very big goal for Team Manitoba as they are really having a lot of momentum. And Ben Goudreau did not like the play that time by Hunter Wallace. But nonetheless, he freezes the puck, and Grady Lane, it looks to be heading to the box. Boarding is the call, says the referee, and Team Ontario will have 87 seconds left in period number 1 to get something going in this power play. A lot of shots already in this game, 31-29 in favor of Team Ontario, as we are just about done period number 2, a minute and a half left, but all that minute and a half will be spent with Team Ontario on the man advantage. Clark at the point, he has right to his left. He elects to go in front of the net and blocked, and now Othman has possession, circles around. He's going to take a quick shot, and great shot that time by number 11 of Team Ontario, Brendan Othman, and he gets goal number 6 and point number 11 in this tournament. Great tournament so far by Brendan Othman, and it just gets a little better by scoring the goal that gives Ontario a 4-2 lead. And right after Manitoba scored to cut the lead in 1, Ontario gets that power play goal, and the momentum quickly shifts in favor of Team Ontario.
Ontario really meaning business on that power play. They loaded up entirely, most of their best players on the ice. at once for that power play.
Clark now will take it. He sauces that. And just out of the reach of Arnsby. Shane Wright now with it on the near side. He's going to go right back to Brant Clark. Brant Clark will go to number 9 Arnsby, but just cannot handle that, and Manitoba has possession. Clark has it, and now he's going to go to Shane Wright. He has Othman to his left, and just off the stick, quickly corralled. And now Manitoba looking to get away. And now it is with number 9, Eric Allery. Ethan Del Mastro with the heading into the zone, and it looks to be a penalty on Shane Wright. He will be heading to the box. And the final 25.8 seconds left in period number 2 will be spent with a men advantage in favor of Team Manitoba.
Like we said, Othman picking up his 11th point on that goal. It only took him 2 games to get to the first 10. He had a hot 2 games to open this tournament. He was at 10 points after the first 2 games were over.
Ontario won those 2 games with a combined score of 15-4. And then, of course, their loss to Quebec that we've mentioned before really was because of that very hot Quebec power play, which we'll see later on tonight when they play British Columbia after this game's over. Quick shot by Rory Neal, but right there, positioned very well was Ben Goudreau, and he will hang on. 7.9 seconds left to go in period number 2. Ontario lead 4-2 after the recent goal by Brendan Othman. Ethan Lermont and Dawson Pasternak taking that one. Quick shot again, that time by Carson Lambos. And another face-off towards the left of Ben Goudreau. 4.6 seconds left to go before the players head into the intermission break. Lambos has to get a shot off quickly. He elects to go that time to Skylar Bruce and does get the shot off in time, but another save by Ben Goudreau. And we will head into the second intermission with Team Ontario leading 4-2. At once it was 3-2 after a couple quick goals by Team Manitoba, but Team Ontario getting that last goal just a minute and 17 seconds left to go in period number 2. And that's how we will head into the intermission break. We will be back with more action from the Service Downtown Arena here in Red Deer, Alberta. Just about ready to go for period number 3. The final 20 minutes could be the final 20 minutes if this game is not decided in regulation. We'll be going to an overtime period in this quarterfinal game between Team Ontario and Team Manitoba. Ontario led 3-0 after the first, but now only lead 4-3 after a quick goal by Carson Lambos. 12 seconds into period number 3. And I don't think that the coach of Manitoba could have asked for a better start to period number 3 than a point shot from Carson Lambos, excuse me. That beats Ben Goudreau on the glove side. And just like that, it is a 1-goal game. I was just saying that Ontario led 3-0 after 1. And then Manitoba brought it to within 1, and a quick goal at the end of the period in period number 2, a power play goal by Team Ontario made it a 2-goal game heading into the break, and now all of a sudden it's a 1-goal game after a quick goal by Carson Lambos. That gives Manitoba some life, and now only a 1-goal game, and it will likely be an exciting finish all the way to the end between these two provinces.
Manitoba power play goal scored by number 7, Carson Lambos. Assisted by number 9, Eric Valera.
And Ben Goudreau is not going to take any chances on that one. He'll freeze that. And the faceoff will go towards his right. And that power play goal by Carson Lambos gives Manitoba some much needed life. 4-3 the score in this one. Draw one by McTavish. And now Chase Stillman will carry the puck on that far side, now into the neutral zone. Larmond will take a quick shot, good save that time by Tyler Brennan. Iced all the way down the ice by Aiden Brook, and the faceoff will come into the Manitoba end with Ontario making some changes. A lot of shots in this one, 33-33. The shots on net, the goalies are certainly active in this one, as Tyler Brennan and Ben Goudreau have made a handful of good saves to keep their respective teams in this one. As that block forces the puck to go outside and dumped in that time by Brant Clark. Hudson Thornton behind his own net. He's going to wait for his teammates to get ready. And now it is in the stick of Trent Crane. Crane drives towards the net, loses it a little bit, and forces him to lose the puck. But Crane gets it off of the turnover by Team Ontario, trying to find his teammate in front, and the net will be well off of its moorings, as it looks like Ben Goudreau is pushed into the net, and the faceoff will go towards his right. Some good pressure. We're only a minute and 10 in to period number 3, and we've already had a goal and a couple of big saves by both goaltenders to keep this at a 1-goal game. Brant Clark is heading towards the box, and Manitoba, who just scored on the power play 12 seconds in to period number 3, will go back to the man advantage. We talked earlier about how Team Ontario has done so well on the penalty kill, and now have given up the first power play goal. But they have been on the penalty kill so often. Now 1 for 5 is Team Manitoba on the power play. Lambos, the goal scorer, is going to go towards his left. And another quick shot. That time it was number 12, Connor Geekie. Geekie's going to go all the way back to Lambos. Lambos looks at net, and he's going to go to Skylar Bruce. Skylar Bruce, a quick shot, goes high and right of the glove of Ben Goudreau, and a weak pass is going to lead to a breakaway by Team Ontario, and a great save by Tyler Brennan off the shot by Josh Bloom, who was all alone with nobody near him after the weak pass just inside the Team Ontario zone. It's now going to be back to Carson Lambos. He's going to take it in himself. He's going to dump that in. And all the way down to Skylar Bruce. Skylar Bruce has time. And too much time, perhaps. And nonetheless, Neal will take that. Another shot by Carson Lambos, and that time the pad save by Ben Goudreau. More pressure by Manitoba, and another bad pass by Manitoba will force it clear by Team Ontario. Hudson Thornton has to race for that, as Ethan Larmond was quickly gaining on him, and he does win the forecheck battle. But Manitoba is able to regain possession. Carson Lambeau still on that power play. And a lead pass by Connor Roulette is just a little bit too far ahead of him. Hudson Thornton is going to go all the way behind the net. 25 seconds left to go in the Team Manitoba power play. It's still with Hudson Thornton. Hudson Thornton into the slot, blocked that time by Isaac Onright. Onright still with it, trying to clear, but good play by Aiden Brook to keep it in the zone. We're back to five-a-side hockey here in Red Deer at the Downtown Service Center after Brant Clark comes out of the box. But Manitoba still with possession. Now it's Hudson Thornton on the far side. Another block. That was Mace McTavish's knee. Felt that off the top of his skate. Dawson Pasternak and loses the puck, and it's a 3-on-2 for Team Ontario. Shane Wright heading in towards the goal, and he'll have it outside. It's now with Brant Clark. Quick save, and unexpectedly, Tyler Brennan had to make that right pad save. Nonetheless, he does give a big rebound, and Team Ontario has possession all the way back in their own zone. It's now with Danny Zilkin. He's going to take a quick shot, blocked, and it will go just in the far corner of that Team Manitoba zone. And now they can regain possession. Josh Bloom will flip that back in behind the Manitoba net. And it's frozen behind and quickly poked through. Josh Bloom, another shot, but another great save, that time by Tyler Brennan. And delay of game and putting his hands up in the air. That was Aiden Brook. He knew it right away, and he'll be heading to the box without any question from the referee. And Team Ontario will go on the power play. Team Ontario has had a couple of power play goals, but they've also given up a shorthanded goal in this game. 4-3 the score for Team Ontario with 15 minutes, 39 seconds left to go in period number 3. Mason McTavish on the forecheck. Winning that is Justin O'Donnell, who did score a power play goal. Josh Bloom's going to cycle it all the way around, and Jacob Holmes loses that. He's able to regain possession and back to Josh Bloom on the near side. Connor Lockhart is going to circle around. Team Ontario just cannot get anything going so far. It's now with number 2, Jacob Holmes. Justin O'Donnell trying to get out of the way of number 11, Trent Crane. Nice passing by Team Ontario, but Team Manitoba doing a really good job of blocking the puck, but nonetheless a great shot that time by Team Ontario off the crossbar and in. A big goal that time by number 14, number 14, Mason McTavish. His first goal of this tournament on the power play and restores that 2-goal lead for Team Ontario. Team Ontario with their second power play goal in this game. That one by Mason McTavish, a projected top 5 pick in the OHL entry draft this coming June. With a big goal in his first of the tournament, gives Ontario a 2-goal lead. Draw one by Chase Stillman. Is going to go back towards his defense. And the lead pass now with Brendan Hoffman. And the save that time by Tyler Brennan gives up the rebound, and quickly his defense had to poke that away as Stillman was there ready to poke that through. And it was offside, and the puck will be just outside of the Team Ontario end. We play just over 5.5 here at the Downtown Service Arena here in Red Deer, Alberta. Team Ontario just scored on the power play, a goal by Mason McTavish, and it is now 5-3 in favor of Team Ontario in this quarterfinal game. The winner will advance to Saturday's semifinal game. Later on, we have Team British Columbia going up against the overall leaders Team Quebec, who finished a perfect 3-0 in their group play. BC had to play last night. They beat Prince Edward Island by a score of 15-1. And intercepted that time in the neutral end was Carson Lambos. He can't regain possession, and Team Ontario has the puck. Danny Zilkin on the near side boards. He has room. He's going to take it all the way back behind the Manitoba goal. Good forecheck here by Team Ontario. Manitoba is able to take the puck over, and now it is with Connor Roulette, a 1-on-2, and easily defended was number 2, Jacob Holmes. Dawson Pasternak using that speed to his advantage, and it looks to be a tripping penalty as Dawson Pasternak is still on the ice in a little bit of discomfort. He ran into the goalie, Ben Goudreau, after being tripped. Or hooked, says the referee. And it will be Jacob Holmes. It's looking like it will be a double minor, 2 penalties on Jacob Holmes. One was head contact, the other was hooking. And now Dawson Pasternak is heading to the sin bin. Pasternak clearly not happy with that call as he feels he was hooked. He certainly was. He went down hard into the goalie, Ben Goudreau. But the referee may have felt that he could have gotten out of the way of the goalie and will give him a goalie interference penalty. So we're still going to be at 5-on-5 hockey between Team Ontario and Team Manitoba. It's now with Ethan Laurent. Quickly just in front of the goal. Nobody there to poke that through. And Del Mastro put that back into the Manitoba end. It's still with Mason McTavish, who recently scored to break this game open for Team Ontario. And will go all the way back to the Team Ontario end. Ethan Del Mastro there to pick it up. It's now with number 18, Rory Neal. He's going to go far side to his teammate, Tyam Gilselson, and that will go all the way down for an icing on Team Manitoba, and will go into the Team Manitoba end. Just to the left of the goalie, Tyler Brennan. We played just over 7 minutes here at the Downtown Service Arena in Red Deer, Alberta. This quarterfinal game between Team Ontario and Team Manitoba. Ontario led 3-0 after the first intermission. Manitoba stormed back to make it 3-2 after a late second period goal by Team Ontario. Made it 4-2 heading into the break. 4-3 after a 12 seconds in goal by Carson Lambos, and a recent power play goal by Mason McTavish has made it 5-3, and that is where we stand. 12.5 left to go after another icing call by Team Manitoba. Chase Stillman wins that tied up, but just unable to bring it back towards the defenders and just tipped into the zone. That was number 13, Skylar Bruce. Stillman, who has it once again, he's going to go along that far side. He has Othman in the middle, just a little bit in front of him. Roman Schmidt's going to go all the way behind the net. Back to Brendan Othman, who has a goal already in this game. He leads the tournament in points with 11. Chase Stillman. Still with Stillman. Now with Roman Schmidt, tries to chip one on front, just a little bit too much off balance, and that's going to go well wide of the net, and Manitoba has possession. It's with Hunter Wallace. He tries to find his teammate Labrosue, and will be intercepted, but Manitoba has possession once again. Tipped in by Hudson Thornton, and Ben Gaudreau has to do a little bit more than he had expected, and pokes it through for Team Ontario. Josh Bloom hits it off of his shin pad and gives himself a breakaway, but great save that time by Tyler Brennan. Whiffed on that was Pawnette. And now back with Bloom. Carson Lambos has it, and he will bring Team Manitoba up. He's going to circle around, and Team Manitoba is able to make a change. Team Ontario is going to flip that outside of their own zone. The alley-oop pass is just out of the reach of Danny Zilkin. And some loose play in the neutral zone is going to end up with Team Ontario having possession. Ethan Del Mastro with possession on that near side off the referee, and Danny Zilkin is with it behind the net. Stripped of the puck, but Ontario has possession in the Manitoba end. Some sloppy play between both teams in the last 2 or 3 minutes. Nothing really going on with a lot of neutral zone play. And an offside is called by the referee, and the puck will go just outside of the Team Ontario end with Dawson Pasternak and Aiden Brook, or excuse me, Jacob Holmes coming out of the box for both teams. Just over 10 minutes left to go in this game. 40-34 the shots in favor of Team Ontario in this high offensive game, this high offensive quarterfinal, I should say. Ethan Lermont coming in with it on the near side. He's going to find a streaking player for Team Ontario and just cannot get it away. That was number 12, Connor Lockhart, who just cannot get a hand on it. It's going to be a tripping penalty. And it looks like it will be number 4 of Manitoba, Tatum Gislason, going to the box. And Team Ontario, who scored on their recent power play, will have a chance to go 3 for 4 if they can convert here and extend that lead. They currently lead 5-3 with just under 10 minutes left to go. Brendan Hoffman taking the draw, he wins it. And it'll be Ethan Onright going to Danny Zilkin. Team Ontario using a 4-forward power play with Danny Zilkin playing the point.
Zilkin may not have the points in this tournament that Othman or Wright have had, but he's been equally as effective.
Zilkin using that second line center role, but certainly one of the more offensive players, even though the stat sheet does not say. He had really, like you said, has done so much for this Team Ontario team. And that will be frozen as a scramble in front of Tyler Brennan. Nonetheless, he freezes the puck. And with 90 seconds left to go in the power play, Ontario will be changing their units. Mason McTavish along with Lockhart, Bloom, Holmes, and O'Donnell will be coming on. McTavish will scoring later, or earlier I should say, in this third period to make it a 5-3 game. It's with Josh Bloom on that near side point. He's going to find room in just high and wide of Tyler Brennan's goal. And in that far corner, it's now with Onright once again. Now back to Josh Bloom. Trying to look for O'Donnell on that far side of the goal, but just out of the reach. And it will go all the way back to the Team Ontario end. Just over a minute left to go in the power play. For number 4 on Manitoba, Tyler Gislason, the tripping penalty. Holmes will just chip that in. O'Donnell in to chase it. And an easy clear that time for Manitoba, and they are going to make a change. A giveaway that time, a brutal giveaway, as Eric Ellery, who already has a shorthanded goal, is stoned by Ben Goudreau. Was not expecting that, but really bailed his teammate out. Jacob Holmes just gave it straight to Ellery. And since then, Ontario has had nothing going on. 20 seconds left to go in the power play. Josh Bloom trying to go through the Manitoba defense, but they easily get that away from him. And now with Chase Stillman, another lackluster play, and Ellery is able to gain possession, but just stripped of the puck by the defense. It's Lockhart with it behind the Manitoba goal. He has Stillman with him, gives it to him. He's into the slot, blocked. That time by Alaray. Connor Geeky is away to the race. He's going to go to Hunter Thornton and blocked. Geeky has a chance, and great defensive play that time by Chase Stillman. It's now with Shane Wright on that far side. He's great saucer pass to Brendan Hoffman. He just cannot get a hand on that. Brendan Hoffman goes into the boards hard, hanging onto his shoulder. He seems to be all right. Ethan Dalmastro trying to chip that into the zone, blocked by Manitoba. Hudson Thornton's going to go towards the near side now with Connor Geeky. Robezin in the corner. He's going to go back to Geeky. Gislerson, a purposely missed wide and goes right to Bazin, but just cannot control that one. Arnsby's going to go towards his defense, and they'll just chip it into the Manitoba end. Shane Wright chasing after that. Ponette with it on that near side board. He's going to go now to Brendan Othman. And Jacob Holmes' shot is going to be blocked and put well wide. Danny Zilkin to Jacob Holmes. Going to go back to Holmes after the block. And now with it is Larmont. Put in front, and Danny Zilkin just not expecting that. And off the skate and goes right back to him on. Now it's back to Zilkin. And out of the zone, just missed was Connor Punette. Jacob Holmes with it, circling around his own zone. He will, another turnover, and is now with Hunter Wallace. He's in alone, he shoots high and wide. Another costly turnover by Ontario is squandered by the missed Manitoba shot. Aiden Brooks' shot is going to be easily turned aside and put in the corner by Ben Goudreau, who has been busy in this third period. Ethan Larmond, he's going to find his teammate Justin O'Donnell. Danny Zilkin with a nice move heading into the corner. He's going to find his teammate streaking Josh Bloom, and another good save, that time by Tyler Brennan. Danny Zilkin with the shot blocked, and just in time by Aiden Brook. And now Dawson Pasternak behind his own net. Fanja on the shot, and Josh Bloom is still putting on that forecheck, but it will go all the way back into the neutral zone. Dawson Pasternak with it, trying to get into the Ontario zone. And shaken up a little bit after the hit by Isaac Onright. And now it is with Cole Patey heading into that far side. Josh Bloom tries the shot, but good defensive play to get a stick in was Manitoba. Josh Bloom streaking in alone, trying to find his teammate, but just cannot do it, and chipped in. That time was number 7, Raymond Schmidt. Hudson Thornton, and he will take it in himself. Streaking towards the net, trying to go on his backhand, just loses the puck. Under 4 minutes left to go in this game between Ontario and Manitoba. Ontario lead 5-3 after the recent goal by Mason McTavish. Tipped into the zone that time by Rory Neal, and he'll head to the bench for a change. It's now with number 13 for Manitoba, Skylar Bruce, trying to get a stick in front to give the puck to his teammates, but still in that corner. Lambos with the block, and just out of the way of Lamond. Aiden Brook trying to fend off the Ontario attacker. And still in the corner there, and it looks like the puck will be frozen. No penalties being called. Just under 3 minutes left to go in this quarterfinal game. Team Ontario is in front 5-3. The shots 45-35. A lot of shots in this game. The goaltenders have been busy with the combined 80 shots by the two teams.
Shots have been pretty even earlier on in the game, but in this third period, Ontario seems to have pulled away a little bit in terms of shots on goal.
Brant Clark will just chip that back into the zone, going to get it for Team Ontario, number 9, Liam Arnsby. Ethan Del Mastro. He just chips that in, but Manitoba is able to regain possession. And the lead pass is just missed, and Ontario can get possession once again. It's now a 2-on-1. Shane Wright and Brendan Othman. And just out of the reach of Othman as he tries to get a stick on that. And now we'll go all the way back to Brant Clark. Tyler Brennan has to make a quick save, and he will push that towards the corner. Clark chips that back in, and it's now with Brendan Othman on that far side. Gets past 2, and it will be a tripping penalty. A delay call on Team Manitoba as Ben Gaudreau heads to the bench for the extra attacker. It's Justin O'Donnell. And play will be blown dead as Manitoba touches the puck in. Number 13 for Team Manitoba, Skylar Bruce, will be heading to the box, and if there was any chance for a comeback, the momentum certainly has gone away for Team Manitoba, as they're going to have to spend 2 minutes of the next 2 minutes and 2 seconds killing off this penalty if Team Ontario is not able to score or give up a penalty.
Ontario changing most of the line except leaving Wright and Othman on here.
We saw earlier on the previous power play, Danny Zilkin being a fourth player on that power play, but it looks like Droman Schmidt will be taking over on the defensive end. No need for more goals if he can keep the 3 on the scoreboard for Team Manitoba. Back to Schmidt. Clark with he has right to his right, and it will be deflected wide. And Team Manitoba has possession. Dawson Pasternak. The speedy player, Dawson Pasternak, trying to find his teammate, but it will be deflected in right in the glove of Ben Gaudreau, and he will freeze. 1 minute, 38 seconds left to go in this quarterfinal. Team Ontario lead 5-3. And now we'll be back to 5-on-5 hockey as Tyler Brennan is heading towards the net. Timeout called. This time by Team Manitoba, looking to get back into this game, but it is a tough task as they are up by, or down by 2 goals and on the penalty kill.
Team Ontario comprised of almost entirely 03 born players, with the exception of their captain, Shane Wright, who's an 04 underager. Been talk of him making a bid for exceptional status into the OHL a year early.
Dawson Pasternak will be taking the draw against Shane Wright. A critical draw for both teams. And Dawson Pasternak wins that cleanly. Hudson Thornton. The net still empty for Team Manitoba. It's 5-on-5 hockey. Carson Lambos trying to get around the Team Ontario player right in front. And Roulette just cannot jam that through, and it's an empty net. And it looks like Brendan Othman will get his 2nd goal of the game, 12 points of the tournament. That certainly will ice this game, as it is 6-3 in favor of Team Ontario, as Skylar Bruce takes the slow skate back to the Manitoba bench from the penalty box. And for Brendan Othman, I'm sure that it was the easiest goal of his 7 so far in this tournament, the empty netter. Still with 71 seconds left to go in this quarterfinal, but is all but over that. Team Ontario will advance to that semifinal game on Saturday night. And they are still going to await the winner. Depends on how the rest of the games go out. Later on, we will be featuring British Columbia and Team Quebec at this rink. That game will be starting at 7:30 local time. And Tyler Brennan back in the net will make a easy save right into his chest, just under a minute left to go in this game. And Team Ontario at points looked like a very dominant team. At points looked like the team that lost to Quebec in that 7-3 game, but really did show that they were the better team in this game. So far up 6-3, and they will likely be in one of the semifinal games on Saturday night. Now with Mason McTavish. He's going to try and find Ethan Lermond, and some neutral zone missed passes is going to lead Ontario to have the puck in their own end. A lead pass to Chase Dillman. He's away to the races. He's going to go just above the pad. Nice save that time by Tyler Brennan to kick that aside. Chase Dillman still with it in the Manitoba end. They're going to go all the way back to Ethan Del Mastro, and Del Mastro is going to take his time in the Ontario end. And a fight and some clapping, some antics that time by number 4 Isaac Onright, mocking number 16 of Manitoba, Hunter Wallace, after they were tangled up. And that could have been an unsportsmanlike penalty that time by Isaac Onright, but nonetheless, he's going to head to the Team Ontario bench.
While this game's been pretty physical, it's probably been one of the least physical games I've seen so far. Both of these teams loaded up with some skill.
A lot of speed has been on display in this game. We see plenty of breakaways, but the goaltenders, for the most part, up to the task. 86 shots combined between the two teams, only 9 goals. 17 seconds are left on the clock, but it is all but confirmed that Ontario will be in that semifinal game. It's just a matter of playing out these final 17 seconds. It will be a penalty for Team Manitoba, but it really does not matter. Still trying to sort something out as the referee's talking to the Manitoba coach. It looks to be a double minor as the scoreboard reads 4 minutes for number 16, Hunter Wallace, likely 4 minutes for roughing. A quick shot by Cole Patey, gloved and held on by number 1, Tyler Brennan. And he makes another save, his 44th save in this game. And if you would have told Tyler Brennan that you're going to make 44 saves, you would have hoped that would have came with a win. But unfortunately, it looks like he and the rest of the Manitoba team will be going towards a placement game, while Team Ontario will be going to the semifinal game on Saturday night. And the final buzzer sounds, and that will do it as Team Ontario takes this one by a score of 6-3, leading 3-0 after 1, 4-2 after 2, and a 6-3 after the third period buzzer sounds. And a convincing win for Team Ontario. At times it looked like Manitoba could get back into the game. They made it 3-2 and 4-3 in this game, but nonetheless, Team Ontario, the better team in this one. They will head to Saturday's semifinal, and Manitoba will be going towards the placement game. We have more men's hockey coming up later in just about an hour's time, 7:30 local time. That game will be between Team British Columbia and Team Quebec. We hope that you tune in for that one as well.